Hi guys, this video is to teach you how to start the statistics semester project. If you're taking probability and statistics, this is the semester project, or the first semester of AP Statistics does the same project. And one of the first things that you're going to need to do is you're going to need to present your idea. So I've gone over some basics in class, but now you really need to start thinking about specifically what you want to do. So these are the benchmark assignments. We're going to complete 4 benchmark assignments before the end of the quarter, and you're going to assign also other members in your group a group grade, and that'll be also points that go towards the points for the project in the first quarter. So if we go to the next page, the first benchmark assignment is just presenting your idea. So all I want you to do, guys, for the first benchmark assignment is on a loose leaf sheet of paper, you're just going to simply write what kind of data you're planning on collecting. Now, there are some stipulations of what kind of data I want you to collect. First of all, the data must be quantitative, meaning it must measure something. It cannot be something that is qualitative, like you can't ask people what their favorite color is. There are 2 ways that you can do this. The first thing that you can do is you can do a survey of some kind. And the second thing that you can do is you can simply just do a simple random sample of data that already exists. So, regardless of what you do, remember that your sample size must be at least 30, but more is always better, so if you want to go past 30, then that's fine. And a simple random sample is best, or you can do a stratified random sample, which if we haven't talked about that in class, you'll soon learn about. And you need to try to think of something where it would be easy to collect that random data. Also, if you're working in a group, keep in mind that when you turn this loose leaf sheet of paper in, that all your names are on it, so I know who's working together in the group, because that's the group that you must stay with until the end of the semester. The maximum number of people is 4 per group. So I'll write that down here just as a note. Okay. I want to go briefly between the 2 types of projects that you can do. First of all is like a survey, or you could even call it an observational study. This is where you actually ask people. So if you want to actually ask people, hey, will you see how many jumping jacks you can do in a minute? I had one group go around the cafeteria and actually ask people how many saltine crackers, and had people eat saltine crackers and how many they could eat in a minute. That was kind of interesting. You can ask random people in the school what their shoe size is. It doesn't even have to be in the school. Maybe you work at like a fast food restaurant, and you can ask a random customer, like, I don't know, what they think of the service here on a scale of 1 to 10. Although that's a little bit arbitrary compared to the person. But anyway, you kind of get the idea. So you can actually ask people. And ask people to do things. Pick something that's interesting as a group for you. This is probably the hardest part for some people because it's hard for them to think of something that they want to do. If you pick something that's interesting, then what you do with the data will be more meaningful, and then you'll be more interested in the project throughout the semester. So it's strongly recommended that you pick something that just interests you, or at least a couple members of your group are interested in. The second thing that you can do is a simple random sample of data that already exists. So maybe you're really interested in sports, and you can get a simple random sample of, let's say, 30 random NFL receivers in the NFL league, and you can get from each receiver the total number of yards received for the season. Maybe you're really interested in, I don't know, let's say baseball. So maybe you want to look at 30 random players' RBIs, for example. That's something else you can do. So the second one is really, I always give that as an option, is for sports people. If you do this, though, I expect you to do a really good, a really well done simple random sample or stratified sample, because you have all the data there. So it's so for the simple random sample of data that already exists, you're expected to actually have a simple random sample and actually have something that that's easy to, where you have a large enough population. Also make sure, that's another thing, make sure you have something that has a large enough population. So you can't get a sample of something of size 30 where there's only 40 in the population. You need to make sure that your population is sufficiently large enough, at least, preferably at least 200, but it would be better if it was even larger than that. But I would say at least 200 in size. That way your sample of size 30 doesn't make up a large percentage of the population. Okay? If you guys have any questions about any of this as you're trying to think of something, then let me know. I will tell you the due date for this the presentation of the idea in class, and just turn it into me when you guys are finished.